As you guys know, I have absolutely no problem calling out woke aspects of entertainment. I do it on a semi-regular basis, in fact. And then also something else that I do on a fairly consistent basis is when I see something and I see some overreaction, I'm going to go ahead and call this out. And guess what type of situation this is right now? Y'all are reaching, okay? There are considerable problems in the AAA gaming space, okay? If you want to take Capcom to task, yeah, they've got some problems when it comes to monetization. SNK, on the other hand, just needs to grab back that spotlight that they had back during the Neo Geo era. And they're definitely making great strides by focusing in on the genre that made them the juggernaut that they were back in the mid to late 90s by releasing a lot of incredibly quality fighting games. But when you got these woke hustlers, these DEI grifters that are out there, okay, just looking in the background, trying to make some tenuous links just to try to write off a game in a AAA space, it's like you're trying too much. You're doing way too much. The same way that I called out all the early complaining when it came to Dead Rising Lux remake. Oh, they race swapped an Asian to a white person. How can you even tell at this point in time? And I also said, and I will go ahead and reaffirm this claim right now, if it turns out that, yeah, they made a race change, an unprompted race change, just to try to appease quotas, I will be on your side with that one, okay? I will call out that stuff, as I always do. It's just, you've failed to convince me with that one, and you've definitely failed to convince me on this one, because Capcom and SNK appear to race replace Blue Mary in Street Fighter 6. Yeah, there was a gameplay, or I'm sorry, there was an announcement trailer, because there was no gameplay in the Terry Bogard, right? Because he's going to be the second character in the second season for Street Fighter 6. You needed to get that one right for, yeah, their yearly pass. Street Fighter's very first official guest character. He had this big reveal trailer drop at EVO alongside another piece of Capcom and SNK material that was catching some heat. But yeah, it wasn't until I was doing my daily research that I came across this claim, and it's like, bro, you guys are you need some better things to do, okay? Because Blue Mary, she's a King of Fighters character. Ergo, she's an SNK character. That trailer would have been done by Capcom in collaboration with SNK. There's apparently another cameo of another character that's out there that they're trying to say has also been fiddled with. The only thing that they're going on is the hair looks vaguely the same and she's wearing the same top. Like, come on. It just... words can't even describe how silly this is. And then also looking at SNK's dedication to, stay out of pandering to a modern audience recently, it's like, I don't know what you're going for. You're trying to fight boogeymen that just simply don't exist. The official Street Fighter YouTube channel released a promo video for Fatal Fury's Terry Bogard that depicts what appears to be a race-swapped Blue Mary, who you probably didn't know was a character prior to that trailer. Let's be honest, the race replaced Blue Mary can be seen at around the 34-second mark in the above trailer, standing what appears to be Joe Higashi, who appears to have dyed his hair blonde. All right, yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, it's Joe Higashi. Both Higashi and Mary challenge Bogart to a fight in the trailer. Here's the screenshot. Oh my God, there she is. It's just another replacement. I can't believe it. As noted, as noted by Fighter's Generation, Blue Mary is a pseudonym for Mary Ryan, who debuted as, yes, the private detective in Fatal Fury 3, A Road to the Final Victory. Blue Mary is a white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes. She typically wears a red crop top with purple gloves. She originally wore a red bikini top, purple gloves, blue pants, and red sandals. Yeah, okay. Neither Capcom nor SNK have addressed whether these characters are indeed Blue Mary and Joe Higashi. Some players believe they could be fans simply cosplaying as characters. Yeah, that kind of seems like a much more logical conclusion because, yeah, okay, a Fatal Fury King of Fighters team up with a Street Fighter has been something that fans have wanted for a very, very, very long time. So if they were going to tease any potential additional characters, Capcom's not stupid. They're not trying to leave money on the table. They would do it right, okay? That's what I'm thinking is going on here. Like I said, okay, if this ends up being, for, season 3 or season 4 that Blue Mary is announced and all of a sudden it's Blue Marinisha, you can go ahead and all mock that stuff and ask Capcom, what in the blue hell are you doing? But yeah, one of the Street Fighter 6 Steam forums speculated, or maybe, just maybe, those are Blue Mary cosmetics that we'll be getting in an inevitable pre-Terry Battle Pass. Yeah, exactly, because there's customization options in Street Fighter 6 that are fairly, tough on the wallet. So yeah, definitely could be a case where you're going to be getting, a a Fatal Fury or a King of Fighters set of cosmetics. Totally makes sense, right? Another added, she's just a fangirl. World Tour is full of imposters who dress like Street Fighter characters. They're clearly cosplayers for Metro City fun, I add. It only serves to anticipate that in the next Fight Pass we'll have costumes for Blue Mary and Joe Higashi. Yeah, exactly. So don't be the boy who cries woke, okay? Like I said, man, I will call this stuff out. I will call this stuff out when I think that it's legit, when I think that it's warranted. You just end up looking like assholes when you jump the gun on this. And it especially comes true when, because I've talked about Capcom before, okay? I don't really have any love for Capcom games. I just look at them and go, they're kind of doing it right, okay? They're kind of doing it right when it comes to putting their games out on all platforms. They're doing it right, dragging the company out of the doldrums of the late 2000s, early 2010s, when they were catching heat for locking the finale, locking the final chapters of Azura's Wrath behind DLC, when they were keeping characters on disc in Street Fighter or Cross Tekken, locked behind DLC, but still were completely done, finished, and ready to go on disc, okay? When they were releasing DMC, when they were trying to reboot one of their most successful and popular franchises in a way that nobody wanted. When they cured all those ills, they ended up becoming one of, if not the most popular, Japanese developers in the world. It's a model that it looks like Square Enix is looking to replicate. Focus on the market that works for them, that has produced their biggest bangers, then also diversify the number of platforms that they're going to. This is a good thing. Okay, that should be rewarded. It's also fair at the same time to point to red flags and go, this is probably not a good thing, okay? But to try to read in too deeply on this, it's not smart. Okay, Capcom admits it has an internal quota to increase percentage of female managers and is considering hiring non-Japanese directors. So, okay, considering hiring non-Japanese directors, I mean, what's the problem there? If they're going to be hired on merit, who cares where they're at? And that's just also, yeah, they would consider it. But if they have a quota for female managers, that's a bigger problem. That is something that should be called out because, okay, yeah, we just need females. We just need female staffers that are there. How does that help anybody? Okay, because there are talented women in the gaming industry. I always reference Amy Hennig doing a bang-up job on the Uncharted series and then got unjustly pushed out by female ally Neil Cuckman to ruin the reputation of Naughty Dog that Amy Hennig helped to bring to prominence. Is a great example. So no, don't think that there are no women that aren't talented enough to be in the video game industry. I just think on balance, whenever you do diversity hiring, it always seems to cater a certain group of people and it never seems to make for a better product. But let's see what's happening here because headlines can be misleading. Video game developer and publisher Capcom recently revealed the company has an internal quota to increase the percentage of female managers employed in the company and is considering hiring non-Japanese directors. If you're unfamiliar with Capcom, the company develops and publishes a number of popular games. Yes, Dragon's Dogma, which people who played the game don't really have much to say about it like a month after its release, but when it came to the gameplay, when it came to the 80 hours of content plus that it provided, people were happy with it. It was just the monetization policies, which is, something that you could levy at Capcom. We've always been sketchy on that one, okay? But was it a fun game? Yup. Was it devoid of woke elements? I didn't hear a single peep about it. Monster Hunter? Same thing with them, man. Was it Monster Hunter Wilds that's, on the horizon? I think Monster Hunter Horizon was also something that recently came out. That's looking good. It's looking like it's shaping up for Monster Hunter fans. Ace Attorney, Devil May Cry. I'm really tempted to pick up Devil May Cry 5. I watched a playthrough of it, and brother, shit looks fun. I've never played. I played a little bit of Devil May Cry 4. That was when it first came out back in the early days of the Xbox 360. That game looks fun as hell, and its microtransactions are, in fact, non-existent when it comes to playing through and progressing in that game. Resident Evil, Mega Man, Street Fighter, Commando, and more. And it's one of the big dogs. Company CEO and chairman Kenzo Sugimoto also made it clear that the company was committed to ESG. Oh my god, I hate when these buzz terms get thrown around. Substantiate your claim. A letter in November of 2021. And so far, how has that impacted their brand? Okay, Like, okay, that letter comes out in November of 2021. Since then, yeah, they've had Dragon's Dogma 2, a bunch of content for Monster Hunter, Street Fighter 6 come out, Resident Evil 4 remake. I think Village also came out. On God's Green Earth, they haven't done anything with Mega Man, but at this point in time, like if they had a sequel to Misadventures of Tron Bonne, something like that, there'd be some people out there going, oh, Mega Man went woke. I would just roll my eyes. I believe that okay, so a part of the letter he noted, this is just a part though. I believe that building a healthy relationship with stakeholders through business activities leads to improved corporate value. Yes, you build good games, people will have a good association with your brands. Nothing wrong with that. Therefore, particularly focusing on social and corporate governance of ESG, but not mentioning environment. That's interesting. I recognize our critical issues of developer numbers, diversity. Okay, yes, that's a problem. Support of education and the ratio of external directors. We will continue to promote ESG initiatives based on the SDG goals of creating a sustainable society and strive for sustainable growth while building a relationship of trust with our stakeholders. See, that's to use one of their words, a problematic statement. You want to focus on the crap that doesn't matter, that doesn't produce good games? You want to take a Ubisoft approach to development? It's at your own risk. This commitment to ESG surfaced the company's 45th ordinary general meeting of shareholders, which took place at the end of June. A shareholder questioned, you've submitted a female candidate for external director. However, all your internal directors are male. Please tell me what you're doing to increase the ratio of female managers internally. Well, it kind of sounds like, Capcom's on a pretty good trajectory so far, but okay. Company responded, regarding diversity of our board of directors, we select director candidates who are able to oversee management for the company and offer appropriate advice. Qualified candidates, all right, while considering the skills and characteristics required in accordance to our management strategy and the balance of each individual's career history, insight, and experience. Yeah, it sounds like they're doing it right. Okay, we're looking at the qualified candidates and discerning them as such, and it just so happens that, a lot of dicks in the boardroom. Okay, bunch more Chris's than Shivas. However, the company then also note that while our internal directors are currently all male, in addition to women, going forward, we will also consider non-Japanese directors. We will consider female directors. We will consider non-Japanese directors. Have they? Regarding female managers, currently 21.2% of employees are female and 13.6% of our core talent is female. We are aiming to bring the percentage of female managers up to 15%. Looking ahead, as long as they stick, okay? Like, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Like, you can want to have that many women, but if there aren't enough qualified applicants coming forward, hey man, shit sucks, I guess, tell those bitches to get better. Looking ahead, we believe that we will be able to see more female directors by broadening our scope and increasing the ratio of female managers. So yeah, man, they're out there looking specifically for female managers. Well, as long as they're looking for qualified ones. I still don't like DEI hires at all whatsoever, and if you're specifically looking based on genitalia, you're never going to find the best candidate for the job. So far, this also sounds like, shareholder platitudes. Given Sugimoto's comments to ESG, these comments from the company are not surprising at all. Furthermore, Capcom's localization team on X, I made a reference to this in the SNK Capcom Chaos video, but this localization team, we're asking them what Western gamers want, and there are some good localization teams. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has a fantastic localization. I should know. I played the game for hundreds of hours. It's top team. Same with remakes. Hell, it's the same team anyways. So yeah, just because they're saying this stuff, that's one thing. That's a practice that really should go by the wayside. But as long as they're not implementing it into their games, that's fine. Like I said, man, there are some red flags that are out there, okay? If that Dead Rising race swap ends up being a thing, that'll be a problem. If Blue Mary Higashi bastardizations end up being as such, we'll go ahead and take Capcom and SNK to the mat, okay? It's just, if you're asking Western audiences what they want, if you're taking a look at the market at large, woke gaming isn't what they want, okay? Just look at that Steam chart lists for Flintlock, Concord, Saints Row, oof, Tales of Kenzara's out, Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, Immortals of Absum, Shadow Gambit for Spankin', and the Crew a Motorfest, as compared to old-ass Left 4 Dead 2, a game that naturally has diversity, game that was released by a big-budget studio. what is successful, what is not. And we've seen Capcom turn things around. If you're of a certain age, you've seen them come out of slumps before. So why would they be willing to just nosedive in on the tail end of a dying fad? Doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense. Hope I'm right, but if I'm wrong, we will bring these idiots to task before things get even worse, or just laugh at their downfall. Frankly, whatever happens, I'll be here for it. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.